So let's have a little chat, shall we? Let's have a little occult chat. This is your host, The Occult View. I've been thinking about a lot of things. I've been in a talkative mood a lot lately. There's a difference between a homosexual and a gay man and or a gay person rather. I know some people are going to go to the dictionary and say, well, the dictionary says I'm talking about spiritually on an occult level. There is a difference between a homosexual and a gay man. A homosexual is a person, a person who has a same sex attraction or is attracted to the same sex, but it is based in their trauma. A gay person is someone who is attracted to the same sex, but they are at the highest pinnacle of their spiritual being. They're happy, they're balanced, and they're harmonious. A homosexual person is someone who is birthed from trauma and sadness and misery and depression and all of those different lower qualities. They're still lessons, but they're lower qualities. A homosexual person pulls from their lower self, whereas a gay person, as I stated earlier, is at the highest pinnacle of themselves. You feel what I'm saying? For example, Saucy Santana, Bobby Light, those are homosexuals because they walk and breathe in their trauma. They are not gay because they are not harmonically balanced. I am a gay man because I am at the pinnacle of who I am. And one thing that I noticed when I was over there with those conscious people, they only like gay people or gay men who are at their lowest pinnacle or their lowest point. They are more interested in homosexuals. Homosexuals are also, it also can be intertwined with, the DL men because they live in shame and regret and guilt. And in turn, that turns into violence sometimes. But getting back to what I was saying about the conscious people, they were only interested in gay men who were, I'm sorry, they were only interested in homosexuals. They were not interested in gay men. They're interested in traumatized, same sex loving types of people, which are homosexuals. They were not interested in a person such as myself because I had self value and self worth. And they wanted to tear that down. And when they realized they could not tear that down, that is when they turned against me, in a sense. When they realized, no, we can't tear that down. That is too far for us to reach. That is beyond our thinking capacity. That is beyond our spiritual pay grade. So once they realize they cannot tear you down, then they will turn on you or they will dismiss you, as which is what they did to me, which is okay because I was more advanced anyway. So it wasn't for me to get stuck in in one place or to stay in one place. So there is a difference between a homosexual and a gay person. A homosexual can be rebirthed into a gay man, but they have to work through their trauma. They have to work through their trauma. And you cannot work through your trauma by traumatizing other people. That's not working through your trauma. But I just wanted to say that because there's a lot going on in the air right now, and it's something that just needed to be said. There's a difference between a gay man and a homosexual. I don't have to break down a whole bunch of symbolic or symbolisms. I don't have to do that. But I will say this much: gay men are more in tune with androgyny, which is the divine feminine and the real divine masculine energy. What they show us as masculine energy now is not real masculine energy. Because real masculine energy is not violent. It's protective, but it's not violent. Real masculine energy would never, ever do anything to harm or to discredit or to abuse divine feminine energy, because that goes against the principle. That goes against the science. That goes against the spirituality of it. Because feminine energy and masculine energy are supposed to come together and form a union, which is androgyny. And gay men, we understand this. And that is why gay men are not the same as homosexuals. So you cannot put us in the same boat as a homosexual. That is why there's so much confusion. That is why there's so much conflict going on, particularly sometimes between gay men and women. Because we're dealing with a lot of homosexuals. The industry creates homosexuals. A lot of the people that you call gay in the industry, like a Bobby Light or, the Saucy Santanas and the other ones that we can just name on and on and on. A lot of those men are not gay men. They're not operating at their highest pinnacle. They're operating in their lower trauma. And they really don't have any respect for divine feminine energy. I'm not saying that anything's perfect. We all have disagreements with each other, no matter what the gender may be. Sometimes things happen, but there's always a line that is never crossed. You feel what I'm saying? Because I'll cuss her out if they get me wrong. But even with that, there's still a line that is not crossed. And that's only if the person is an abusive, disgusting person. It doesn't matter what their gender is. Because some women, unfortunately, they are possessed by the system of patriarchy. And this is what I want to talk about. This is where the video is going to lead into. People are always talking about angry women, whether it be black or whether it be white, it doesn't matter. Society is always talking about angry women. And I had a chance to really sit back and think about it. What really are they saying? What is an angry woman? Because I thought, even for me, I thought a lot of the women in my family were angry, disgruntled women. But there's a difference, just like there's a difference between a homosexual man and a gay man. There is a difference between an angry woman and a how can I put it? An angry woman and just a disagreeable, horrible female. Okay? There's a difference. Some of the women in my family were just disagreeable, horrible females because they were possessed by the spirit or the entity. I'm not going to even, it's not a spirit, it's an entity, a created entity. They were possessed and are possessed by the entity of patriarchy. And there's a difference. See, an angry black woman or an angry woman is someone that can get things done. An angry woman is not an abusive woman. An angry woman is someone that uses their anger to get things popping, moving, done, to move obstacles out of the way. It's not used to harm or to bully other people. But then you have women who are mistakenly or mistaken for angry women, but they are just abusive women. They are just same thing for men when it comes to masculine energy. They're just abusive. They're disagreeable. They're dishonorable. But an angry woman is somebody that is going to speak up for you. She's going to speak up for you when she sees that you are being, not treated fairly, or there's some form of injustice. You want to have an angry black woman in your corner. But see, people have it all backwards. They think that an angry black woman is somebody that's dishonorable, disrespectful, disagreeable. That's not an angry black woman. That's just a disagreeable, disrespectful, dishonorable woman. And that energy is also pulling from the lower self. See, an angry black woman is pulling from her highest pinnacle. She's pulling from her highest self. And the reason that they shame angry black women is because they don't want you tapping into your full potential. This is not about bullying people, abusing people, and just being an all out miserable, nasty, woman. It's not about that. It's about using that in a form of alchemy to move mountains, to make the oceans move, to get people in line or to get people out of your way that may cause you harm, that may cause your community harm. It's a manifestation tool. It's part of your magic. It's part of the magic. But people have mistaken it for being evil because they know, or some people have not mistaken it for being evil. Some people call it evil because they know that an angry black woman can fuck some shit up and can change people's hearts and can change people's minds. That is why they have silenced a lot of the revolutionary types of black women who had spirit backing them up, like Sister Soldier. She was an angry black woman. Phyllis Yvonne Stickney is an angry black woman. And I don't say that I don't say that in a disrespectful way to degrade. I'm looking at the real power and the real symbol of what an angry black woman represents. See, white men, they were afraid of angry black women. Black men were not. But now, because black men have been pussified, and they've been brainwashed, they are afraid of angry black women. See, I'm not afraid of angry black women. I just don't like dishonorable, disagreeable, disrespectful, bullying people, no matter what your gender is. And people have to understand and differentiate between an angry black woman who has a cause and a disagreeable, disrespectful woman who's just a bully or even a man. Because they even say that black men are angry. But there's a difference between an angry black man and a disrespectful, dishonorable, disagreeable, recalcitrant black man. An angry black man would connect with the angry black woman and they would get things done. But they have killed off and silenced a lot of those types of black men and black women. And they've told you to calm her down, calm the black woman down, calm her down, calm her down, calm her down. Pat the pussy, calm her down. And then what did they do? They send in cyborgs to seduce you, black women to seduce you, to and don't take this the wrong way, but to sexually subdue you. They will find men to send your way. Everything is by occult design. They will find certain men to send your way to try to subdue you with those penises. They hit those right spots, and then that calms you down, calms you down. But then at the same time, those same men are pulling and sucking your energy. And then you're no longer able to defend yourself against attacks because you get wrapped up into, or what they say, you get digmatized. And then your power of anger, it starts to deplete in some ways. You feel what I'm saying? But we have to understand that there are differences in our powers. And a lot of the things that they've been telling us is bad, it's wrong. They tell black women, oh, don't be so angry. Don't be so this. Now, I understand. Once again, we get it. Disagreeable, disrespectful types of people, we get that. We're not talking about them. We're talking about a mechanism, a spiritual mechanism that black women have that they can use for their benefit, for their protection, for their manifestation. For example, if you want to lose weight, for example, you want to lose weight, you can use your anger about your current circumstances. You can use that as a form of alchemy and transmutation. You use that to transform yourself into whatever you want to be. Same thing with black men. You can use that to transform yourself, whether it be your body, your mind, your finances, whatever. Just like yesterday, when I was going through it, when I made that video yesterday, that was a form of me transmuting my anger. This is a form of transmuting my anger. This is a form of it. So it's all about alchemy and transmutation. So when they tell black women don't be too angry and all that, we have to decipher and differentiate, not decipher, but differentiate between, is this an angry black woman using her power and her magic to make things happen? Or is this a disagreeable, disrespectful, lower vibrating woman who comes from trauma? You feel what I'm saying? And it's the same thing with men. Is this an angry black man who knows how to use and transmute his anger? Or is this just a disagreeable, disrespectful, recalcitrant, disagreeable, I said disagreeable, dishonorable, violating type of man? A bully. Because both men and women can be bullies. And this doesn't have to just apply to black women. It can apply to any woman, white, Spanish, it don't matter. But usually black women get unfairly maligned and called angry when it's not really that they're angry because they're bullies or they're trying to hurt anyone. They are angry because they're in their true highest self and they're making things happen. Some of the most powerful witches are angry women. And not anger in the sense of harming people or bullying people, but just embracing that darker hidden side of them, because we've all been taught that anger is bad. No, anger is good. I cussed my friend out today. I cussed him out because he needed to hear that. I cussed him out because he needed to hear that. Now, am I going to do anything to harm him? No, of course not. But he's going to get that work. See, we've been taught that anger is bad. Anger is not bad. Anger is not bad. It's only bad if it's misused and abused. And a lot of people do misuse and abuse anger. Look at what's happening in the world now. There are a lot of mindless zombie type of angry people that have no direction. War is anger. War is anger. Misplaced anger. Misdirected anger. Those things they come from ignorance. They come from a dark place of ignorance. But anger is not bad. What's bad is when you are a bully and you are a harasser, or you are someone who tries to use tactics to try to destroy other people and harm other people. That is when it gets to a place of, okay, this person is a disrespectful, violating, horrible individual. This person is not an angry person. See, the women in my family, they're not angry. A lot of them, some of them are very disrespectful, dishonorable, disagreeable people. And that's because of their father's bloodline. Not because of the mother's bloodline. That's because of their father's bloodline. Because my step grandfather rather, he was a dishonorable, disrespectful, disagreeable individual. And my grandmother, unfortunately, she did not, grandmother just did not have the strength to really combat his negative energy, unfortunately. She didn't have the strength to do it because she didn't have the right people backing her up. She had too many people working against her, doing work against her. So, again, just like there's a difference between a homosexual male and a gay man, there's a difference between an angry black man and there's a different and a disagreeable, disrespectful, dishonorable black man. And there's also a difference between an angry black woman and a disagreeable, disrespectful, dishonorable black woman. One is a witch, the other one is not. One has spiritual powers, the other does not. The other one is at a higher pentacle spiritually, the other is working in their trauma, working in their lower trauma. And I think we need to understand that sometimes and not get bamboozled by words and categories. Anyway, this is the occult view. I just wanted to say that. And that's all I really have to say. Thank you.